We'll start our workshop with Shane's announcement, okay? And we'll show you a little progress of AI. And to be more accurate is Gen AI, generative AI. Misty, Dr. Misty Choi, Carton, my staff, and Michael, everyone pretty much familiar with me. So today, I have to give a tiny warning that we are presenting the fact. Okay, we're neutralized. We're not standing on pro or against. I'm quite pro, but I'm not offering, like, demanding you what to do. You decide what to do. Okay, we're just presenting some fact of what's going on here, elsewhere, and so on. So, AI crimes. Okay, Carton, prepare this one. Do you want to talk about this? Because I really don't know the fake sun one. I know the second one.
Oh, I see. I just want to talk about that because as time passes and many people use the AI technology to perform some crime, and sometimes you even cannot distinguish this is the one, the one is real one. Mm-hmm. The voice is real.
Yep. Yeah. And this one, you probably, this is new as well. I mean, this AI changed their face even, okay? And the third one, this happened in Hong Kong a couple of days, weeks ago. This is a $200 million got chased. And they were in a Zoom meeting, all the CEOs, everything was faked. And talking about fake, and here.
Hope you like it. This is your cloned voice. Hope you like it.
I just recorded 2 lines. So when you answer the phone, 10 seconds. 10 seconds, that's all they need. I'll copy and paste something there, and then everyone, we can listen to it. So when you answer some phone, you have no idea who is that person, just hang up. 10 seconds, that's all they need. And they can use your voice to do pretty much anything. I will show you a little bit. This is a little bit startling when I see that. Okay, this is from Hong Kong U. Okay, this happens quite recently. Now, I'm on the, this 2 lady knows I oversee IT as well, and there's a team people in Hong Kong U, they're working on the Moodle. Actually, Hong Kong U is actually professors creating templates for teachers and students here to facilitate students' learning. Students actually learn. They don't know how to use it, that's okay. They use template. Apply it once or tweak a little bit, they learn from there. So the KongU is they're creating templates for students and teachers to use ChatGPT. Okay, and here is Education University of Hong Kong. This is the person doing my job at Education University. And I'm translating a little bit, he's actually creating a course for the future teachers, they call in-service teachers, pre-service teachers, to teach the AI to little kids, Gen AI, how to use it properly, responsibly, and make sure it's positive learning rather than just copy and paste, and where they cannot decide what is right, what is wrong, but have their personal voice instead of just like give the basic prompt and output the outcome. This is Education University, and if you can see the dates, this is actually the newsletter. Misty forwarded to me, and this was in the news yesterday. It was yesterday, and this was that last week, last Thursday or Friday, that CUHK conference. I think so. Yeah, They just sent me the survey to fill up the survey how their conferences are going. CUHK is organizing Paul Lam. This is the person doing my job at the CUHK. And he's actually calling a conference. You can see the participants, like almost 300 people, 263 or something. Lots of comments. This person is from UST. She's in the language center. Her name is Dalian. And she's talking about all kinds of like how to cater, because we all know that UST is actually using GPT in their, staff can use it, students can use it. They're quite pro in terms of utilizing the Gen AI. And the following few slides, I'm not showing here because the time, they're actually creating, encouraging teachers to assess students differently. Because the written assignments, one goal is almost it doesn't work anymore. It's the periodical. I think what she mentioned was like a verbal presentation, double check, cross-checking, progress report, all kinds of combination of assessment is more relevant. And it's what we do here, we take for granted. There's a lot of things are hands-on. And that's actually what they find is very useful. They ask students to present with a multimodal, like something they created with their phone, their voice, their image, their writing, the verbal presentation, and group presentation. That's how they learn really well. So this is entire changing in terms of that landscape. So just give you a little bit background, and this is last week. All the information, those 3 slides I show you, the Hong Kong EU, CUHK, and also the other one, is within a matter of 5 days, all happening here. And with that, I'm going to pass it on to my colleague, and I'm going to show you what Shane is reading New York Times in his voice. It's interesting.
Thank you, Michael.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Thank you.
So today we're all here want to know about AI detection. Actually, I wanted to ask you what kind of information or AI generated content AI detectors can detect, but already I've shown it. So people use AI detector to check the text,
You
but
are listening
of
to
course,
your custom voice.
well, actually, AI detectors can also check image and voice, as well as computer codings, but we don't do it today. So let me ask you just an exercise for you. I will give you two texts, and one text is written by AI. Okay, so let's see if you can identify which one is written by AI. So this is text A. I give you 20 seconds. Just scan it. All right. So,
Monica, you want to say something?
okay. Let's see. Maybe let's see the next one.
Which one?
Let's read the
Yeah,
text
this is
first.
text B.
Oh, I see.
Any ideas? So, which one is AI? Text A, please raise your hand.
Go ahead.
Why I think it's text A.
And maybe let me ask, who do you think text B is written by AI? 1, 2, 8, like text B 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people versus text A 3 people. Well, of course, you need to share why you think text for text A. Is there any? Of course, maybe when teachers grade the students' assignment, you just turn it in, right? But what we are aiming today is we explain the principle or the mechanism behind it, so that even you without turning it in, maybe you can still sense how AI works in terms of writing text. Any thoughts if you think it's text A?
But the reason I thought it was text A was because at first I didn't realize there was a text A and a text B.
Okay.
And the first paragraph feels like it's written very differently to the second paragraph. So that's why I thought it might be AI generated, because it doesn't feel like the same person's thought process.
So it's like
Even
inconsistency.
though the second one was better written.
So it's not that consistent, you mean?
Yeah, I didn't feel that there was I guess as humans, as writers, we do have an inconsistency, but at least there's a kind of, I wouldn't expect it to be different in that way. That's how I saw it anyway.
I see. So thank you. And how about B? So many of you think, can somebody say something? Well, of course, maybe some of you have handled the teacher's assignment, and you can tell, oh, this is by AI, but you have some reasons, right? Any thoughts, Shane?
I think it's A. So
Oh, sorry.
I, speaking for the text piece, I think that it is a better written piece. So that might be what people
Well,
feel is AI.
I think this is not better written. I think
Okay.
this sounds, some of the things are just too obvious. You don't have to say it's often performed by a band or orchestra. It's almost like explaining it to a child.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good.
So
observation.
we have very interesting point. Is it who write better means, does it mean that AI will write better essay or AI will write more obvious essay? So these are some points we would consider. So the answer is B, right? B is written by AI. Yes, B. Because, before I explain that, of course, there are some wording that you will think very AI because when we use POE or ChatGPT, there, somebody makes some statistics. These are very commonly used words in ChatGPT. And the most important thing, we will explain what AI detector will focus on. There are two criteria AI detector will focus on. One is perplexity. One is burstiness. Perplexity and burstiness, and the AI detector will calculate. It will give you a number. It calculates how complex the text and how bursty the text is, and then give a number to evaluate whether it is written by AI. And the lower the number is, it's more likely to be AI. That means the less complex, the less, right? Less, okay. It is more likely to be written by AI and more bursty, less bursty, okay? It is more likely to be written by AI. So what does that mean? Perplexity means it's a measure of how unpredictable a text is. So, it's AI writing is all about statistics, right? So the more people will say something, it will more likely to be generated by AI, right? And also how much it makes sense or look unnatural to a reader. So I give you an example. Okay, so it's AI, like ChatGPT will generate a sentence word by word. It will calculate how likely a sentence to be completed. All right. So let's give you an example. I couldn't get to sleep last. Okay, I need to fill in this blank. Can somebody? Night. Right? Night. It's more obvious where it's night. So this is it's very predictable. It's night. Anything else? Answer? We are all creative people. Is there any more creative answer? Last century. Yeah, this is more, that is more perplexing, right? What century? Or I don't know what you're talking about. So AI detector will see, so it is the same thing. AI will generate more predictable results. So if a sentence is like, I couldn't get to sleep last night, it's quite low perplexing, right? Or we can also say, I couldn't get to sleep last night. Last time I drank coffee in the evening. It is reasonable. It is reasonable, but it's less likely to be occur, right? Or I couldn't get to sleep last summer or many nights because of how hot it was at that time. It's medium, okay? The degree is getting higher of the perplexity. Or it's very odd to say, I couldn't get to sleep last, pleased to meet you, because it doesn't make sense. It isn't likely that people will say that, because statistically, it will be less less predictable, right? And then the perplexity is high. That means if it is that the perplexity, the lower the perplexity, the more likely AI will generate such thing. And then AI detector, one of the criteria of the AI detector is to evaluate this. And another criteria is burstiness. Okay, bursty means a measure of variation in sentence structure and length. Okay, to write a better, good essay, usually people won't write this like some of the sentences are longer, some are shorter. It's quite difficult to read. It's not I'm not saying like poetry or script. I'm saying just normal prose. It's more likely that people won't use a lot of variety in too much variety in sentence structure. So here, you see the sentence structure and length, and some of them is just no subject and just there's just one noun here. It's quite likely to be written by a human because AI just doesn't write this kind of thing unless you tell it to do so. Okay, so higher bursty it is, the greater means greater variation in terms of sentence structure and sentence length. And let's go back to text B that I show you. Okay, let's see. Well, I highlighted the individual sentences here, and you see the length is not that vary. It's quite more or less the same, not that vary. And how about the sentence structure? Performing art encompasses a wide range of artistic disciplines, blah, blah, blah. It is a collective term that includes, and then music is a significant component of performing arts, encompassing, up here again, genres like classical, jazz, rock, pop, and more. And then dance is another problem. It's very predictable, it's quite natural, it's not that special. Not that, yeah, it's very, very general in terms of structure, length. And what it says is quite common. Yeah, and this is actually generated by ChatGPT, and the other one actually I found it in Wikipedia, I'm not sure it should be written by a human, and I also use an AI detector to check, and it's more likely to be written by a human. So if we use, we all know some AI detectors like Turnitin. So when you use AI detector, it will give you a number, right? When we use Turnitin, it will say a percentage. So what does that mean, this percentage? We need to tell you that the percentage doesn't mean that if it is 75%, it doesn't mean that, in a passage, 75% of the content is written by AI. It is not. It means that 75% is likely to be written by AI. It's about how likely the text is generated by AI, not the percentage of the content, right? Even though it highlighted a lot of sentences in the passage, it just tells you that these sentences are suspicious. But it doesn't say that these sentences are really written by AI. So that should be clear. So if we find that the very high percentage of the AI detector, it's not a really clear evidence to penalize the student because it's not a very clear evidence. Yeah. And yeah, like other AI detectors like Qbot, 68%, that means 68% of chance the text is AI generated. So I hope this is clear. So, because we don't have like a guideline of, we all see the number, the percentage in Turnitin, but it's very hard to say that, wow, it's over 50%. So it is generated by AI. You need to do it again. We cannot say that because it's not like detector of plagiarism. We have very clear confidence of that because it shows everything. It's the plagiarized part, but AI it's just a calculation. It's just a way of calculation, right?
But does it show the plagiarized part clearly? If there is like something clearly plagiarized,
Turnitin will check plagiarism and AI.
So
right.
how does it show the plagiarism?
It will highlight those parts and give you the link of the plagiarized website.
On Canvas.
Yes.
On Canvas, yes.
Yes.
So you can chase them.
Yeah.
Right.
And it is very clear evidence.
Yep.
You can see how it is plagiarized.
Yeah.
But AI is just calculation based on like perplexity and burstiness. Yeah. So this is what we are familiar with, Turnitin. So maybe I can explain a little bit. So for Turnitin, the mechanism is like this. It will compare two lines, and it will do some calculation and give a number internally by the system. And then it will compare it with the second line and the third line and then give a number. And it will see the number, and if it exceeds like 0.8, okay, that it will highlight. That means the sentence is quite suspicious. So what I mean is everything is a calculation. It's just to measure how likely it is generated by AI. All right? Is how Turnitin works. But I can say that there are limitations. AI detectors normally work very well in prose form, in paragraphs. It doesn't work well with poetry, scripts, math and code, etc. All right? And it don't work well with bullet points. It cannot detect tables or annotate bibliography, etc. That means if the student turn the AI generated content into bullet points, it will bypass the
Sorry to
detector.
interrupt. So in a way, if you ask students to summarize what they have learned so far or written so far in bullet points, you got them at this point. Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. So this is everybody wants to know, are they reliable?
Oh, yes.
Are they reliable? It is more reliable if the text is long enough. So usually it will need a minimum number of words, like 300, usually 300 words. More than 300 words will work better. If it's like less than 300 words, sometimes Turnitin won't accept. And some other AI detectors will still give you a result, but it's not reliable. Okay, because it needs statistics data, and it's unedited. Okay, it's more reliable. It can't detect the AI generated text if the text is prompted to be less predictable. If the student is smart enough, it will in the prompt it will say, "Hey, give me the summary of blah 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 in a less predictable way, or to give it a way that it can bypass AI detector." We have nothing to do with that. Okay, if the student is smart enough, or just say write a paragraph in a more humanized way, it will immediately bypass the detectors. Yeah, well, I need to tell you the truth because it's the technology. Or on the flip side, sometimes it also happened to me. I write, well, really, I write my own thing, but it's still the detector say it's written by AI, because maybe sometimes I write in a more generalized, in a general way and less variations, very commonly with a lot of commonly used words. Then even though the text is written by me, it will still cannot pass the AI detector. It will say it's generated by AI. So it happens, false positives, because it's just a calculation. The calculation is give you a result of that, so you cannot complain, right? That means there are still a lot of limitations. So I will.
While they're changing the microphone with each other, and by some time jumping in, I told them you can help me with connection. I told them I will speak 10 minutes. Last time 7 minutes, and I cook up the story with Gen AI about the dog running in Hong Kong streets. I shot the video last week, and I use it. Misty and I went to Singapore in February, and with that trip, librarian went as well. She came back, and she probably get you work on library bots a lot. It's a self question mark. We're actually working on the Gen AI guideline. It will come out within a month or two. So Academy will have a guideline, not policy, but guideline, at least some kind of follow through. And it's interesting here. I'll show you. I have quite a few apps. This is what I prompt. Okay, I read a short story about a cute dog walking with owner in central Hong Kong. And it spill up a long story, not long story, relatively long, it's shorter, and make it funny with human tone. All of a sudden, in the bustling street of Hong Kong, picture is, it actually gives me the prompts for video, because now the Po is multimodal. It creates pictures and videos. It's even shorter. So this is the final one, and even shorter, just one line. So I put that one into this one. And then this is what I have.
In central Hong Kong's bustling streets, a ridiculously cute dog and its owner brought laughter. It's a walking comedy act that's
loud. You can hear here is better. Okay? You can probably hear on the phone.
in central Hong Kong's bustling streets, a ridiculously cute dog and its owner
That's
brought
good. And if you don't want, I can mute the video and make it.
In central Hong Kong's bustling streets, a ridiculously cute dog and its owner brought laughter and awes to everyone they passed. It was a walking comedy act that stole hearts with every wag and playful bark.
I wish there's some drama teacher here or film TV teacher, because you know what? It took me that long when she was talking her part and put everything in. So this is happening really fast. We learned the Singapore, the conference, what we learned is the application part. The Singapore government is using it quite heavily. In terms of Hong Kong, actually, the Minister of Innovation, that person is creating a local large language model. The government here will apply the ChatGPT model for its policy and documents and so on. I had a conversation with Inaki at the AB meeting. There's too many stuff going on. And they're actually asking us to prepare a customized workshop for its administration staff. Conference invitation, acceptance letter, report generation, okay, that's why I'm asking these questions. And then they'll streamline a lot of stuff. But in terms of teaching and learning, I always talk to deans as well. Our students are so good with skill because we call, that's what we call the conservatory. But PolyU, their AI was that costume design, they got a huge amount of money. So as BU have got a huge amount of money for music creation. Our kids are competing with these kids, and they are assessing AI every day. They're using that because school allow them to use it. Our kids are competing with them, writing proposal, grant application. We're losing something. So that's why, I mean, I give you a little heads up here. We're a little bit ahead of the students. In terms of what Misty says, to apply human tone and those more casual words. Now, right now, you probably heard a name called Andrew Ng. He's the head, he was the lead of Google DeepBrain. He's actually using the word, you can look it up, called agentic workflow. Apply 5 different roles of AI in one prompt. And those 5 roles are doing the writing, critique, checking, proofreading, final output in one go. It's called agentic workflow. It's scary. It's scary. So, but there are ways, like a bullet point and a short summary and then stage report. There are things we can deal with. And that's why we're organizing AI workshop almost monthly. Yeah. Any questions so far for me and Misty?
Can you detect those kind of videos that they're fake? How do you know if it's a real?
Oh, that's real. I shot the dog in one child.
But the narrating, like using my voice to put together with something else. And
They are like detecting the words one. They are tools detecting the voice, whether that's real or not. They do a complicated like a detection or algorithm to calculate how many people or how many tones or pitches are actually from human.
But that voice was real, right?
Well, the first part was real, and then it's like I learn how Anna is talking, and I imitate her talking for like 10 years, and I start to talk like her. But that one can be shortened in 10 seconds now.
because that can
Scary.
really be used in a malicious way, you know.
That's right, $200 million in Hong Kong.
Student was punished by not doing homework, then records my voice, and then creates something that I'm abusing them or whatever, you know. It's actually
All I
really
can say is be
scary.
very careful. It's very scary.
We'll
And
talk
by the
about-
yeah, by the time that everything is clear, you like probably went crazy. Yeah, Misty.
Yeah,
go ahead.
we will talk about the voice.
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 Yeah, yeah.
detector
Oh,
later.
there you go. Oh, yeah. He
But
has a
we
part
can-
covering that. Maybe you
Okay.
go for it.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
So, Colorado is a place in America, and every year they will hold some Colorado State Fair, and you can enjoy food and drinks, performance, and also you can join the competition in the fair. And this woman has won the second place for the painting in the fine art competition, because fine art is one of the competition in the Colorado State Fair, and this drawing is the first place. So after a few years, this is the
Oh, yeah.
this is the first runner-up in 2022, and the previous one is 2018. You can see how AI impact the fine art, the industry in this way. So people start thinking about how can I distinguish whether the drawing is come from AI or human drawing, and then more and more AI image detector is coming up. This detector, today I will talk about this 3 detector, and both for 3 of them using some data model or algorithm to analyze different kind of image. For example, they will analyze the color pattern, the shape, or the texture they are using. And among the 3 of them, I recommend to use high moderation, because this tool is more accurate. And now I will show a demonstration on this app. So, this one is the high moderation. And you can also log into the tools with this QR code. This QR code, maybe, yeah, you can enjoy the tools. We can zoom in the camera, and so you can reach to the website. Okay. Okay. Now, the tool can detect the text, the image, video, and the audio. And now I've prepared my pictures here. So the tool will do some analyze. You can see that it will point out that it's not likely contain the AI generated or deepfake content. And the tools will also analyze by different kind of AI engine we are using. So you can see maybe deepfake or stable diffusion. Now, I will mess up my photo with the AI engine. With Clear. Clear is a powerful tool. And then I upload the pictures. Anyone here hear about Clear AI? Nope. Nope. Okay, you can watch our video. We have a workshop talk about Clear. It's very powerful. Now, my picture is here, and I just type man walking in a sand rock, perfect hand. And I try to make the photo more real. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Download the image. And I upload the image. You can do a selfie for yourself and then use some AI engine to have some fun. Now, it said that it has deepfake content or AI generated. It's very useful tools and very accurate to point out that it is come from AI. So we have image detector to help us to distinguish whether it's from AI or from human, but sometimes the detector is not so accurate, or maybe it's very accurate and also very expensive. Yeah, because it's counting about the token, about how many algorithms it needs to perform. So what should we do? We can use our common sense to distinguish whether the image is AI or not. The first one is our hand. We can focus on the hand part because hand is very complicated to AI engine. It's AI engine hardly to simulate a perfect hand. Even I just type man walking in sand rock with perfect hand. The AI engine still can distinguish whether it is from AI. Sometimes the hand will have a wrong number of our fingers. For example, just like this photo, it has about 6 fingers here. And sometimes the structure of the hand is very strange. Also, sometimes in the background, someone in the background will be blurred and distort. It's not talking about the death of the people, but the image of the person in the background will be blurred, and you cannot distinguish it is a human or not. And if you see that, this kind of image is also come from AI. And also, AI engine is hardly to simulate the language. For example, the text, the Chinese, the English, it will become some monster fonts or some unidentified fonts just like here. So if you see this kind of pictures, you can know that it is from AI. And also, I can share this story. Elon Hagen just shared this photo from the Twitter. It said that he makes some pictures about Donald Trump and more than 5,000 retweets. At the beginning, many people know that it is from fake because it's created by this guy. But after 5,000 retweets, many people think that this is a real photo from the news. But if you search the photos in Google, you can find that these 2 photos did not come from any media, not from any newspaper. And also, Google will bring you to this guy's Twitter, and you can know that, oh, this guy is using Midjourney version 5 to create these 2 photos. We can also focus on the part of photo. You can see that Donald Trump is wearing baton here, or Donald Trump do not have any handcraft, which is not make sense because he's arrested by the police. So by our common sense, but not the AI detector, we can still know that the image is also come from AI. And for the voice detector, we just discussed about it's very creepy to find out that our voice is using AI. It's very real, but sometimes AI, we have an AI speech classifier can help us to distinguish it. Now I will have a little demonstration on it. Okay. This is the AI speech classifier by 11 Labs. And I've prepared 2 sounds.
You can use the 11 Labs to generate AI voice as well, and it provides also the detector.
Yeah.
11 Lab. It's free with a Google account.
Dance
for
and
certain
drama,
minutes.
which are performed for
So this is the first sound.
an audience. They are different from the visual arts, which involve the use of paint, canvas, or various materials to create physical or static art objects. Performing arts include a range of disciplines which are performed in front of a live audience.
Okay, and this is the second one.
Right, let's get down to business, shall we? As you know, we are planning on opening around a dozen shops here on the East Coast, and we're talking with potential suppliers.
Well, we've been supplying you with dresses for your UK stores for
So I put these 2 soundtracks in the classifier. Check it.
Before, well, Carton is setting up for education purposes, especially for film, TV, drama, music. If you want to split some classes online, you can just copy and paste the script or what you want to teach into the box, and then narrator will just read it out perfectly. Male, female, Texas accent, New York accent, they just fill out, or Irish guy. He talks like as if they were drunk or something. It was really cool. It's convenient.
Okay. Now I put the second soundtrack in it, and it showed that it's very unlikely from the AI. But if I put the first soundtrack in it,
The performing arts are art.
tracking, I upload it and have some analyze. It shows that it's very likely from AI, and from our human ear, it's hard for us to distinguish whether it's from AI or not. But these 2 is work. So
The detector will work on the tone of voice, the spacing of each syllables, with criteria like this.
In some situations, when you walk on the street or on the bus, Hong Kong is a little bit more respectful. In mainland China, no disgrace there. You hear people watching TikTok or like ABs, like a videos, short videos. You hear the narrator is almost identical. They're not human. They're just telling the story. Somebody fit in the text and read it out. Go ahead.
okay. And now we're back to the text. So talking about generative AI, which company you can think about is the more powerful one? About generative AI, about bots, or just talking with the AI? So which company?
OpenAI.
Yeah, OpenAI. OpenAI is very powerful. It has a great database and algorithm, and they have own algorithm to run out different kind of AI language. But OpenAI also have its own classifier. But in the last year, they said that this classifier survey is suspended because the classifier is very unreliable on the short text. They cannot distinguish the text less than 1,000 words, and also this classifier is only work on the English text, but not the other language. It cannot distinguish the Japanese or the Chinese. And also, if the text is very predictable, but is really identified, for example, the first 1,000 prime number, because we can write the prime number and also the AI. So in this case, AI cannot distinguish whether it's come from AI. You can see that such a powerful company still cannot solve the AI problem. And besides, we have more AI text detector you can introduce. For example, the 20in we are using, and the other Quillbot or GPT-0. These are the free account amount you can try that for the text one. So yeah, I finished
I
that part.
remember Misty and I, when we were in Singapore, one of the conference presenters basically just told us there's no perfect AI detection. Because they're all based on algorithm with a computer. Themselves, it's like an electronic clock. So it's not perfect. And the improvement, the progression is going fast. Like ChatGPT or Midjourney or Stable Diffusion, if you put Donald Trump there, it doesn't work anymore. They took it off. It doesn't work. Like killing gun, as AI is improving and moving fast, they start to realize certain parts they shouldn't touch, like depression. They don't go too dark. They will stop you. They apologize. I cannot help you with this. Something like that. So they put the bars behind. We don't usually see. Yes. And this would be the last part. Yeah. What could be? Yeah. Ingrid, what kind of AI do you usually use?
5G 搞法，我哋個
I
5G
don't use any, but I'm now receiving the graduation project writings and the
F5
the
refresh
training
refresh
is, you know, showing me 10%.
得，佢做得到。
Wow.
But I can tell without that sometimes they're using either Google Translate
Yeah.
or some other
Yeah.
program.
If you see a lot of writing in past tense, it's the student created by, like they put in the prompt through the GPT, and they use Quillbot, because Quillbot's paraphrase strategy is from active voice to passive voice.
Yes,
If you
but
see-
also like when you read that, I carefully stitched, I deftly placed my thing. You know that it's,
You know it's
yeah, no, you didn't.
Yeah. There you go, Misty.
So my question is, if I really want to use AI to generate my text, and I want to bypass. What can you think of? What strategies can I do?
That's why we run this workshop here. For you first. Go ahead.
Already, like by changing your prompts, right? So
Yeah.
make the hand more human, make this feel more humanized.
Yeah.
Have more variation to the writing. All sorts of things.
Humanize and variation. Yeah, that's very, very important. Humanize. If I, how can I make it more human? if I ask further, how can my writing be more humanized? Yeah, of course, the ChatGPT knows it. But do you have any ideas?
Less predictable and maybe few mistakes.
Fewer mistakes.
To put purposely few mistakes.
Purposely, some mistakes there. Yeah.
Really smart cookie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly, because human makes mistakes. Yes, some general directions are like use some creativity in your text and writing less complicated sentence, or add some personal touch, or even add a humor in it. And sometimes we can rephrase the text to avoid some commonly used wording. Vary the text length and structure. And more specifically, we can use less commonly used. For instance, we can change many to like myriad, countless, these kind of less commonly used words, or make some additional words, like add some fillers, like performing arts, as we all know. So this doesn't make any, consists of various types of performance, or performing arts, as we will discuss below, like something like this, as fillers in it, or change a sentence structure, or make it bullet list point, make it list. Because normally ChatGPT, if you write a prose, ChatGPT won't generate like this 1 and 2. This essay focus on 1, the sound design, 2, film score. Normally ChatGPT don't do this. So if you make it like this, it will bypass immediately. Or remove commonly AI wording phrases. Like ChatGPT like to use furthermore delves into additionally phrases like that. We can remove these, or incorporate your own personal writing style, all right, or add personal experience. Just like Michael always do. I saw it in the Singapore conference, like your personal experience, humor, anecdote, etc., and vary the length and structure of sentences. All right. And we, of course, we can do it by ourselves, and there are also bypass tools that we can use, like bypass GPT or Qbot or his bypass. It can help you humanize or rephrase the text. Let me show you. Like I use Qbot. Right, okay. So this one is the text B. I show you it's written by ChatGPT. Well, I check it. I use ChatGPT 0 to. It said it's 100% by AI. Okay. I go to Qbot. I want to rephrase it. I can choose or use a standard, fluency, creative. I choose academic, okay, academic writing. Oh, it seems that maybe I'm out of credits. I'm so sorry. Let me use another one. Like this is bypass GPT. I make it humanize.
She did so much study before the workshop. Okay.
Running out of credit.
We were constantly testing this kind of thing. And they try to lure you in. They give you 3 checks and then maybe 200 words. After that, they will ask you for money. So it's
But
so much.
anyway, you can use in your own device. Qbot is quite a popular one, and you can just do what I'm doing here. I paraphrase everything, and it will give you, the result according to your request.
More
Paraphrase.
kids use Carton and Quillbot, and to a certain extent. Otherwise, they have to pay the money. They use their Google account to give you some credit.
And right, or just use bypass GPT or these kind of tools, and it will help you humanize or make it creative or enhance ones. And that will. I try it, and I rephrase it, and then I copy it to check the detector. It really bypass the detectors. So this what the technology is up to right now. It's very smart.
So just in your tests, like you've been doing this, well, what sort of change was there? So obviously the first piece of text you put in was 100% probability that it was written by AI. When you put it through the bypass, you said it did bypass it. Does that mean it went to 0 chance or 10%?
Yeah. Yes.
What sort of 0?
The detectors won't say it's 0. Usually it's like 2%.
Okay. So it really did make a massive difference.
Yeah.
Not just a small difference, a massive difference.
Yeah, and you can we change the degree of the rephrasing? I'm not that sure, but it will, rewrite it massively.
The really smart trick is like what Igor mentioned. The kids will purposely prompt in make some commonly made errors in my writing. And that's really smart cookie because it not only changed the tone, the story is told, some kind of humor, long or short sentences, those are the key prompt words. They put it in and add a few commonly made errors, grammatically or even typo. That's a scary kid because it's super smart. It spill out the stuff. And even smarter one is attach a previous homework and apply to the current one. That is astounding. The word comes out, it's the same person, almost the same, in a different subject.
So you mean you can use one of your previous texts and ask AI to create this new content based
Reference
on
on
that
this
previous
article,
text.
and I would like you to write on this topic. this many words, a few typos, long and short sentence, do it.
They can even attach my lecture notes or my PowerPoint and then ask it to generate an answer to a question.
That's
in a
our
style-
workshop for the report generating.
Yeah, in a style that I would like.
Oh yes,
So-
the instruction. Sorry.
Sorry. No. Oh, I use another one. It's called Hex.ai by Pass, and I humanized. I used the default setting. And I think it has rephrased a bit. Refers to numerous that involve.
But instead of chasing, try to catch them. The way we assess students' work. Like they're not as good with the bullet points yet, but AI is improving so fast. Now the Sora, you probably heard the Sora is generating the entire film, like a minute or two. Before Pika, it was like 3 seconds. Now it's a minute. It looks real, still. So our workshop.
So just for your information, if you decide to finally allow, okay, students, I surrender. Okay, you can use ChatGPT also. Actually, they can, it's an option. They can use citations. They can use citation format that to admit they have used ChatGPT. And it's accepted by APA style now and Chicago Manual of Style. There are standard format of citation now, if you allow them to do so.
And this is quite widely used in Hong Kong or other universities. As long as you admit that you're using it, it's collaborating. In fact, when I used AI to write a research paper, I'm not happy. It used more time than I did myself because I'm not happy with the tone, the voice, the wording. That's just me.
Yeah.
Maybe we can open the floor for
Yeah.
Well, the survey.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so I want to reiterate one more time that we are neutral. We are neutral. We don't support that students, or we work on AI, but we don't say, hey, students should use AI. We are neutral. We just open, we say, hey, the technology is up to this, and yes, it's your decision.
And if you have some suggestions like, I want to have more information on this topic, we'll study and then we'll offer. Like today, the Dean of Music asked us, can you customize a workshop for a certain topic? And then we will do so, we will study. Same as language taking or librarian or TEA is really, we keep up with what's going on as much as possible. It's really fast.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Any comments?
Yeah, questions, comments?
Or
complaints?
sharing your experiences?
You let students complain together, that's the best way to go against AI. Because when they complain, they're really themselves. They start to complain. No AI.
So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.